Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chord Dave Live number 94, which means we're just 6 weeks away from Chord Dave Live number 97, because you might take some breaks. I'm just kidding, none are planned, but you never know. Life gets in the way. It's been a week of life, so yeah, gonna enjoy this beer when it's ready to be drinking. Went with the old reliable for today, so do tell us what you're drinking. Let's talk about guitars and music and all kinds of other things to get our minds off all the other things. Um, yeah, I can't quite tell you what's going on, but I will tell you a little bit later on. Life is weird, man. It's really fucking weird. Sometimes bad shit happens a lot. And that's what's happening right now, but it's nothing to worry about. We'll get through it. It's all good. I mean, it might be a little bit worrying, but it's all good. We'll talk about things later on. Great to see you all join in the chat. If you are new here, make sure you're subscribed because that's the only way you can chat to us. And if you're new here, it's your first time on Chord Dave Live, don't worry, we'll be gentle with you. So say hello and chat to us as you do. It's always good to see Scott Bogfoot in the chat. He's always number one, which I appreciate so much. Yeah, so we've got some guitar stuff to talk about, of course, this week. We had Gibson with their Supreme and then their supremely overpriced Epiphone, which maybe some of you picked it up. Let me know if you did, if you bought that Epiphone Custom. It's a nice guitar. It's not a wonderful guitar. I feel like it's a bit whatever. And yeah, I'm not super excited by it, but hey, maybe you are. So let us know that. Yeah, and some other things have happened in the guitar world as well. Other things I seem to be saying a lot. There you go. That's just how it is. It's a brain not work good kind of day. So let's just see how well we get into it. Richard Clark says, Phil blew us off yesterday. If Dave don't show up, I might do something stupid. Something you might regret. Well, hey, listen, it's always worth doing things you might regret. But yeah, I didn't know Phil blew everyone off yesterday. I wasn't paying attention to the YouTubes much, except for one channel, which I won't talk about, but it's guitar related and it's kind of getting funny. So there we go. Anyways, we have who have we got? T is in the chat. He says, "Hey, Chord Dave, how's it going, T? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Great to see you as it always is." Asking Scott if he went for the Joe B SG. Interested to know if any of you did. Richard says, "Hey Dave, don't read this comment, okay?" Formerly known as T says, "You're smiling, Scott. Does that mean you bought the SG?" Interesting. Scott says, "Yeah, I feel weird about YouTube lately. Sometimes I turn them off for a bit." Oh, sorry, another Richard. I should read all of your comments, just not that one. Said, oh no, that's the one. It says, "Yeah, don't read this comment, but it's about comments being turned off," so, which Scott references. I feel weird about YouTube lately. Sometimes I turn them off for a bit. Hey, Scott, listen, man. I know people who make YouTube videos in many different genres. Me, people like Colin, my brother, of course, Carl's movie film show, for those of you who don't know. I know people who make academic style videos. I know people who do poetry, book reviews, all kinds. I know, like, personally know several YouTubers of different types. We all feel that about comments, man. It's weird how comments can affect you and how they can really dig in. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like, you guys, you don't know the power you have in your comments, because negativity is something that you just, if you pay attention to it, even if you don't mean to, it can get in on you and it can really stick with you. Strangely enough, it takes a lot more effort for positivity to stick with you in the same way. So as a YouTuber, I've been doing this for nearly 4 years now. In January, it'll be 4 years. I can tell you, one of the smartest things I ever did was take a step away from the comment section. And I go through comment sections, usually not until a week or two after the video's gone out. I just can't get involved in it because it makes me angry. So, and it's not the regular guys, not you guys who come in and, share the love and are positive and are just vibing on the channel and the content and what we're talking about in the group and the community. Some of you guys are amazing, and I really mean, and I see you on other groups, other communities, other YouTube channels doing the very same thing. And it's so great to see you guys, just being cool people. But there are people out there whose sole purpose in life is to destroy other people because they dared say something. And you see it all the time on channels. Um, Mine and others, like for example, if you play a guitar, your guitar's out of tune by like 0.0002% on the one string there. Like nobody gives a fuck, dude. Grow up. So, yeah, look, just if you're having fun with it, just try not to let negative comments, if you get any, affect you. I can't do that. If I got a negative comment today and I read it, it would play in my mind, and then I'd go after the guy who wrote it, and then he'd come back at me, and we'd have a thing, and it's happened many times before. Um, and then he moves on and is happy, and got to me, and I still think about interactions I've had with people on my YouTube comment section like 2.5 years later. So yeah, should have just left it at F you, dude. So yeah, just because you touched on it, Scott, we all feel a bit that way about YouTube lately, so turn your comments off if that makes you feel better. Turn them back on when you feel like you're cool with it. And yeah, and everybody send some love over to Scott on his channel. Scott says, I ordered it. My guitar shop friend had to scour the country for one new in box. Very few around. Most stores that had them allocated put them on display for customers to play/damage. Yeah, they're a lot of them are out in stores, hoping people will play them and fall in love, which they won't. The other thing is with those, Joe Bonamassa is selling them on his website with his signature on the inlays in the things on the fretboard. So if you want that, I mean, they're going to be available for a while, I think. They'll be sold at his live shows for a while. He might even sign it for you. Formerly known as T says, glad it worked out. Well, there you go. Gonna be a month or so to transfer from store to store, but I didn't pay in full yet, so I knew there's a layaway until I make some money. That's cool, man. That's yeah, you get some time to pay it off. That's cool. Better again, since I find it easier to save, have a goal. Otherwise, money falls through my fingers like water. The trick is, if you're saving for a guitar, the trick is to just pimp yourself out 50 times a day. Then you'll get all the money. Dennis Ellis said, I don't support pimping yourself, by the way. That was a joke. Dennis Ellis says, everybody, hope you're all good. Shout out to Duck Whisperer, which I believe is Scott, right? Yeah, for sure. Scott Browers here says, hello, all great to see you. Scott, hope you're well, my friend. T says, just had a nice cup of tea and a cheese and onion potato sandwich. Yeah, those are good. Irish delicacies for you, those of you who don't know. But yeah, indeed. You got to have one from time to time. By the way, I was just letting the Guinness settle. So normally I would do this at the start of the show. But for now, sláinte it, friends. Yeah, it's enough. That'll do. Rob F is here. Great to see you, Rob. Rob, hope you're well, man. Duck's opinions of me are largely based on how much bread I have at the moment. The ducks do that. They're very breadist. You got bread, they like you. You don't got bread, they don't like you. It's that simple. Maybe life should be that simple for humans as well. Yeah, congrats on the SG. Good call, in my opinion. I have issues. If you saw my video, so I'm sure you know my issues with it are purely that it's got pro bookers and it's expensive, and it's a bit meh. But hey, I love SGs and I love Epiphone, so I am torn. Like Colin from Guitaristas, if you saw his video, bit torn about it because I would like it added to my collection, but then again, whatever. It's fine. Next year's Bonamassa will probably be $2,000, and it'll be like, I don't know, a Flying Explorer or something, whatever that is. The young sir Muddy H2O, my good friend and fellow conspirator, says, I'm glad all my negative comments broke you down. Now I can begin the process of building you back up with proper taste in guitars. Sir, no, that's never going to happen. It doesn't work that way. If you build me back up, I'll still have the same terrible taste in guitars, which I should get onto as well later on, possibly, but we'll see. But sir, thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate you so much. Rob F says, formerly known as T, things are good here. Spent today working on Halloween decorations with beautiful wife. Sounds like a good Saturday, man. Yeah, cool. And I'm happy with the purchase. Who knows if I like the guitar? It's just going to sit in a case like the others. Scott, you got to play them on your videos, man. Get them all out like in rotation. That's what we want to see on your channel, dude. For sure. Let me see. Rob also says, it seems my contract was funded with fiscal year $23. So unlike many folks around here, I'm still able to work on Monday. Um, I mean, I'm unfortunately able to work on Monday, so yeah, it's not my favorite thing in the world. The job that I currently have, company I work for, being a bit at the minute. There's a lot going on. Um, Let me just tell you this, right? If you've got a product that's failing, like it's not doing what it's supposed to do, and you decide I'm going to charge more for that product, you better fucking back up that charging more with fixing the product. They didn't do that. They broke it even further, and we're still like, nah, give us more money. And that puts me in a difficult position because I deal a lot with customers, and I'm like, I'm sorry that our product's not working properly, but give us more money, and then we'll fix it eventually, sometime in the future. But companies, anyway, it's Saturday night. We're here to have fun, not talk about shitty business practices. Uh, Scott says I'm already eating my Halloween candy, dude. That's a good thing to do. I support that. Rob says, will do. She's in the yard still with a bunch of kids and her sister. I snuck back into the shop to get onto the computer. There you go, dude. Sounds like a good Saturday to me. Ben Allmark's here. Great to see you, man. Hope you're well. It's good evening, guitar enthusiast. I hope you're all well. Indeed, Ben, we hope the same for you. So very good stuff. Who else have we got? Buglips says, I'm not doing anything weird this week. Sir, that is unlikely to be true, but I appreciate your attempt. Indeed. Rob F says, a sad thing to not have any weirdness in one's life. Yeah, absolutely. Weirdness all the way. Um, Nothing will. Yeah, YouTube did that thing again. Um, oh man, where's the thing? Where's the thing? There we go. Yeah, so we're back to comment section. There we go. Well, nothing guitar related weird. Okay. Oh yeah, because last week you asked a question and people went crazy. That's all good, man. Ask all the weird questions you want. We're strong enough for it, I think. DMAC is here. Great to see you, DMAC. Hope you're well, man. William Forrest is here. Hope you are well, William. And Richard Virginia, too. Good evening, Richard. Hope you are doing well. My good buddy Todd Moore is here. Hope you're well. He says, and yeah, hope you are well, Todd. And Ryan Byrne as well. Always great to see Ryan in the chat. Hope you're doing well, Ryan. Enjoying that new Les Paul Supreme, I am sure. Scott says, I saw Epiphone Elector 10 today. The amp in the player pack smaller than I was expecting, but actually not bad. Yeah, I've heard they're okay, but I've never played one, so I'm not sure. DMAX says, solid video on the JB SG this week. Thanks, man. I kind of went on a bit of a rant, to be honest, and yeah. You guys know, you saw what happened. It turned into kind of an Epiphone pricing rant. I'm kind of sick of doing them. I'm kind of sick of talking about Epiphone pricing. I think I said that the last time I talked about it too. Because as you guys know, I was one of the first people to talk about it and this new pricing structure plan that they have, whether it was an experiment or not, I'm still not sure. I just feel like, excuse me, I just feel like them expecting those of us in Europe to pay more money for a Gibson, or sorry, for an Epiphone than a Gibson, then several options of Gibson too, not just the SG Tribute, but like having standards and specials available for the price or less than an Epiphone. Even if it's a custom, it's still an Epiphone. People are going to gravitate towards that Gibson instead. I think it's a silly move. I do think the Bonamosses will sell out. I do think they're probably nice guitars in the hand, but yeah, I think I have to take a massive stand and not buy any Epiphones, even the ones I want, because of the pricing. I think they're just being ridiculous at this point. But hey, that's not something new. As I said, I've been talking about it for a couple of years. So I did enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. I actually had 2 more videos planned this week, but I didn't get around to making them. I think I said last week's show that there'd be a couple of videos this week. There wasn't. Family reasons for that. Yeah, life's just weird at the minute, so I can't, I mean, I know we're talking weird, but not good weird either. I can't really say too much, but yeah, someone got some bad news, let me say that, and we're all just trying to deal with it. So yeah, that's why there wasn't more videos, but we're trying to deal with it, and hopefully more videos will come soon. So yeah, I have Ventura video that you guys requested last week. I'm gonna make that. I might make another Epiphone ranty video because why not? I was going to make a video about the the Les Paul Supreme. I don't know if you guys saw it as well, but Cesar has teased the SG Supreme as well. So yeah, we're getting, and I'm kind of a little bit annoyed about that because I was working on something about it. So so it's all good. I'll just change what I was working on. I suppose Gibson owned the rights to the SG Supreme, so whatever. Richard Virginia says, saw on Instagram the beginning of an SG Supreme. Yes, indeed, you did, sir. That's where he posted it. A few people reposted it and were shady with it. But yeah, looks like we're getting an SG Supreme probably very soon, I would say in the next month or two, by the sounds of things on the grapevine. Richard says, does anyone know why KYG didn't stream yesterday? Did I miss something? KYG, of course, know your gear. Phil McKnight. I have no idea. So yeah, hopefully everything's all right with Phil. Garoyd says, good evening, troops. And indeed, good evening to you, Garoyd. Hope you're well, man. Yeah, lots of cool people in the chat today. Great to see you guys coming back to see us. It's beer o'clock, Erdinger. Good to see you, T. Joining me on this Saturday pilgrimage to beer o'clock. I love it. Fresh brewed coffee this afternoon for Rob F, which is good. Can't go wrong with that either. And Todd Moore says, The Other Things, great band name. Yeah, indeed. So we can all form a band someday and call ourselves The Other Things. I like it indeed. We could have something pretty cool going on with that. Marsha's here. Great to see you. Marsha says, oh my God, where was my notification? A YouTube fail. YouTube been doing a lot of failing lately. So yeah, just make sure you have notifications turned on again. So probably on this video or any other video, turn off notifications, turn them back on just to make sure you get them every time, because YouTube is a bit of a jerk. I think that's the nicest way of saying it. Sometimes YouTube can be a bit of a dick sometimes. So yeah, just make sure you've turned on the notifications, and we'll see how we get on for the rest of the evening. All right, let's see what we got. Scott says, anyone new here, you'll have to subscribe and wait a minute before you can chat to the best chat on YouTube. Yeah, that's true as well. You got to subscribe, wait a minute. So if you're not subscribed, do it and then wait a minute and say hello if it's your first time, because that's how it goes. Garoyd says, Dahi Makara, you need a serger for that point. You're not wrong, Dahi. I forgot to buy beers today, so because there's so much going on outside of YouTube land. But there was a few cans of Guinness in the fridge. I do have one of those Nitro Surge things, which I would normally go with nowadays for Guinness, but this was there, so I just went with it. So yeah, normally I would go that route myself. It's a much better experience for the Guinness drinker in the home environment, for sure. Let's see what else we got. Forgot that part because YouTube is YouTube. YouTube is YouTube, and yeah, it's crazy. Let me see. Ben says, I've had 2 ads already and we're not 5 minutes in. Ridiculous. Ben, I do apologize for you. That is a YouTube thing. In the setup for the stream, it gives you options. Do you want monetization turned on? Yes or no. So obviously everyone's choosing yes. But YouTube then decides when ads are played. They're not supposed to play any ads. I think the thing is set to 30 minutes, which is the longest gap between ads you can have. In fact, let me just check that because I can check it. Stream settings. Yeah, so there should only be ads within 30 minutes. Now, what it has this new feature that they're trialing. A lot of new features they're trialing, which are stupid. But what it is, like, everyone's getting ads at different times. So while probably what's happened there is it's played an ad at the start of the live stream for you, and then 5 minutes in, you won't get another one for at least 30 minutes. So apologies. Yeah, YouTube just being YouTube, man. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, they don't listen to me because I'm too small a creator, but someday maybe they will. Marcia says, did you smash the thumbs up yet, as the kids say? Indeed, hopefully everybody will do that, because that is super nice of everyone to do so. And I lost my place again. There we go. Corey says, hey gang, hope everyone has a great week and some of you got some new gear. Don't forget to hit all of those buttons for Dave. Indeed. Let's take a look now at our latest super chat from one Muddy H2O. Says, it's time to climb aboard the Chibson Revolution chain. Choo choo, nitro, 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 choo choo. Uh, so I honestly can't say anything, but that's in relation to a YouTube channel that Muddy and I have recently found and are quite enjoying watching on a regular basis. Sometimes there's a lot of Chibson coverage on it, and we enjoy it. That's all I'm going to say. But sir, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. The super chats are very helpful to the channel and to the Dave who runs the channel. So I do appreciate all of them, in particular the Muddy H2O versions. Anyways, Todd says some other YouTuber milked a Les Paul auction from a decade ago for like 4 videos, then had another Gibson Super Stratgasm. Weirdo. I think I may know the YouTuber you're talking about, but I don't know. But anyways, we won't talk about them. We get in trouble when we talk about them. So let's just go about our own daily dose of guitar information right here, right now, and worry about ourselves, because somebody will get upset if we don't. Ralph says, Phil will normally tell folks when he isn't going to do a Friday live stream. I worry that something may have come unexpectedly. Happens, sometimes. I mean, I know my record lately has been quite spotty, actually. I've cancelled a few that I very close to the start of the stream. And it's just been like, sometimes life just happens and you just can't do anything else. But yeah, hopefully everything's okay with Phil, because he's pretty solid on his live streams and stuff. So best wishes and hopes all are good. Mar says, who else got rained into NYC quite literally this week? Yeah, I just feel like when the rain's coming out of the walls, it's in the subway station, it's probably time to not use the subway anymore. I don't know, but I live in a small town, so what would I know? Todd says, totally feel you on the negative versus positive energy situation. It gets murky. It does indeed. It's a weird thing in the human psyche. Positivity takes a lot more than negativity does to get through. It's harder to kind of focus on it. It's weird. I mean, I'm sure there are many more intelligent people than I who have written papers and theses and dissertations about such things, but yeah, my kind of feeling is that it's just super weird. Anyway, something warm came up and said consider doing something, and then it disappeared. So hopefully everything's all right. It looks all right. Okay. Corey says, also, I'm celebrating 20 years of sobriety today. Feels pretty good. Corey, congratulations, man. That's cool. 20 years is a long time. So you've done the hard work and a lot of good stuff. So keep it up, man. That is a great thing. And yeah, just congratulations. That's great. Rob says, we had the first sun today in nearly 2 weeks. First day without rain that I can remember in a while. Dude, you should live in Ireland, because 2 weeks, that's rookie numbers right there. Greg McFadden's here, says, cheers, Dave and everyone from Branson, Missouri. Great to see you from Branson, Missouri. Hope you are well, Greg. Thanks for joining us, man. Yeah, thanks for saying hi. I think it might be your first 3 Chord Dave live, so thanks for joining us. At least the first time I think you said hello, so that's cool. Let me see, where are we? Ryan says, yeah, Todd, WTF was that? There's been several new guitar releases and he's showing himself browsing the old auctions. Again, I'm not going to say too much, but I did think an accidental old video got uploaded, and I don't know. I do still see that person. I don't tend not to watch them too often. But there you go. Buglip says, my guitar is deaf more than 0.0002% out of tune. I mean, dude, according to certain comments on my YouTube channels down the years, I should just burn all my guitars. So don't worry about it. You're doing all right. Grandpa Joe is here. Good to see you, Grandpa Joe. Hope you're well, my friends. Says, hello, Dave and all today. Wishing everyone a safe weekend. Yeah, indeed, Grandpa Joe. Great to have you with us, and happy weekend to you too. Todd says to Ryan, he's gotten lazy and distracted like Dave does. Dude, that's a timeout. You're the new Glenn. Glenn used to get timeouts, and now it's you. So there you go. You're not on a timeout, by the way, just in case you're worried. It's all good. Amir says, we had 1 day of sun in like 2 weeks here. Rookie numbers. Because GL is clearly getting lazy in his old age. Listen, I'll say nothing. You know what it is? Here's what I will say about the sir that is Geek Lord with his daily dose of guitar information is quite hard to keep up for a long time. I don't know how we always manage to bring up innuendos in the show, especially early in the show, but it's quite hard to do daily content. I've done it for 1 month of my nearly 4 years on YouTube, and it was rough, because I know he's got his formulas because he's got like the same show every day, pretty much. But yeah, it takes a lot, and I suppose the guy doesn't have a day job. Day job. His YouTube is his day job, but it's still putting yourself out there, whether you're great at YouTube or you're just some dude who does it after work every now and then, and you know you've built up a little bit of an audience, or you're like 250,000 subscribers, whatever it is. You get a lot of comments, some of them positive, some of them negative. It's like this is a good conversation to have, because the effect that everyone has on the people they're interacting with online, it's it could just be that. It could be the dude is just like a little bit burnt out, because it's very easy to happen on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers, big and small, talk about burnout on YouTube, and yeah, I've definitely felt it. I think you guys have seen it in me from time to time. And I'd say, how long has he been putting out daily content, that dude? It must be a time where he's just like, screw it, I'm just going to phone it in this week. Because, whatever you think about his content, props to him for doing all that work on putting out those videos all the time, being engaged in YouTube. It's a rough game. So, yeah, I take my hat off to him for that. Still don't watch his videos, but Todd says, Dave, I give you shit for fun. Never take my bollocks to heart. Fun for who, Todd? You or me? Because I got to tell you something. Oh no, you're okay, Todd. I don't take you too seriously. Not, because I know what you mean. I know what you're up to. It's all good. I know the intention is good. So yeah, no worries, man. You're all good. I haven't stuck around this long for no reason. I know it's because we have the same haircut, and it's a club now. So it's all good. It's all good. You see, Robert is here. Says, morning, Dave, and morning, everyone. Hey, Robert. Hope everything is good for you down there in Australia. Yeah, this morning, Sunday morning for you. Hopefully, will be a good one. And enjoy your breakfast with us here, 3 Chord Dave Live. I don't know if this is a morning show. It should be. TV shows, or TV channels, if you want to pick us up for morning show syndication, that would work. Rob F says, my Orange Dark Micro started to act up 2 days before its 2-year warranty ran out. Gain pot is acting up, so causing sound to go in and out. Have to send it to Sweetwater on Monday for service. I mean, it's good that it acted up 2 days before and not 2 days after the warranty ran out. So that's pretty good. But yeah, at least you can get to get it fixed, man. That's cool. Yeah, so Sweetwater, I'm sure will take care of you for that. Scott says, if I pimp myself, I'll have to wear the pump and hooker outfits at the same time. I mean, that works. Why not? It's the internet age. People can do 2 jobs at once. Not that I do, but Mark says, wow, talk about timing, Rob. At least it had the decency not to wait until after. Yes, indeed. That is exactly. The amp was like, this is going to go. Better go now. Ryan says, I used to put potatoes on bread and with Pound's pickle. As good as it gets. I don't know. That's a controversial one, possibly. Yeah, it's just I've seen people. The variations are very limited as to what's acceptable. But I don't know. I guess some people will use pickles. I don't know. I'm not a pickle guy, so yeah. I don't know. Cheese. I've seen people just slap on some cheese onto it. There you go. They're always good fun. And yeah, the no potato sandwich is quite a delicacy. If you've never had one, you should figure it out. Yeah, so Richard Clark says to Rob, did you blast the pot with contact cleaner? Always a good option as well, but hey, if it's just under the warranty, might as well get them to check it all out. Indeed. Benny Larson's here. Great to see you, Benny. Hope you're well, my friend. It is always great to see you in chat, sir. Let me see what we've got. Daniel O'Neill says, got my first Gibson SG this week. Angus Young signature model. Awesome guitar. Awesome stuff, Daniel. Yeah, great stuff to get your first Gibson SG. SGs are cool, as you know. And yeah, the Angus models are cool. I'd love to get one at some point in the future. We'll see how it goes. There's an awful lot of mine I would love to get one of those lists. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, very cool stuff indeed. Let me catch up with myself here. Where are we? Ooh. There we go. Yeah, so congrats on the new SG. I'm sure you're enjoying it, as all people who buy SGs enjoy them because they're great. Scott Brower is envious, and Money H2O says, "Sweet Daniel, congrats." So yeah, I'm slightly jealous too. Richard Clark says, "I want Scott to go into the hockey copy shop dressed as Zoltan so he gets the respect he deserves." Okay, if that's what'll do it. If that's what gets you the respect in the coffee shop, then yeah, I say go for it, man. That is incredibly weird, but I like it. Todd says to Daniel, "I'm extremely jealous, sir, of the Angus SG." Indeed, as everyone should be. Rob says to Richard, he did no help when it does make sound. It's much noisier than it used to be. Yeah, well, that's cool, man. At least, yeah, I say, look, get it in. At least they'll have it, give it a good look over and everything else. Should be good for a long time after that. Todd Moore says, AC/DC return to live performances 1 week from today. I can't wait. Yeah, that's the Power Trip. Is that it? Festival over there in that place. Forget where it is. Looks cool. Guns N' Roses are playing at it, and other bands. Pretty cool lineup, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that'll be a sweet one. Are they streaming that somewhere online as well? Are we all going to be just watching AC/DC next week on the live stream? Is that going to happen? That'd be sweet. 3-Chord Dave reacts live to AC/DC. I should do that. I should do some more reacting stuff on the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you'd like the channel to become a reactions channel for guitar related music. Daniel says, "Thanks, guys. I'll belt out some AC/DC riffs for you all." That'd be cool, man. Yeah, AC/DC riffs are the best riffs. I mean, they're in the top 3. So Amar says, "Oh, great. I want candy now." I don't have any more good stuff here. I mean, I don't know what made you want candy, but you know, it's all good. It's all good. Get what you can. Enjoy what you can. Benny says, "Hey, Scott, I don't care what Dave says. If you decide to pimp yourself out, I'll support your choice." Hey, I support everyone's choice to do whatever they want. It's all good. Yeah, I think the age we live in, it's like people just do whatever they want anyway. So let's just support it. It's all good. Scott Brower says, "This will probably be AC/DC's last hurrah. I'm hoping to see them one final time." I mean, it'd be cool if they come around to most parts of the world. Yeah, I'd definitely try and grab a ticket this time out because it is most likely your last chance. Ryan says, "Does anyone else eat frozen chocolate?" No, I do not eat frozen chocolate. I mean, I'll put it in the fridge for days on end, and it's quite hard after that. Again with the innuendos, but yeah, not frozen as such. But if you enjoy it, man, it's all good. Todd says, "Marcia wants the good stuff. Insert inappropriate joke here." Yep. What he says, Ryan, "Do frozen mini Reese cups count?" No, they don't, sir. That's inappropriate in all the ways. And Ben says, "What in the hell is up with all the ads? I just got my 3rd ad recent already." That is weird, Ben. I have no control over it. Sorry, guys. I just realized my computer battery is very low, and my laptop's not plugged in. So the stream would have ended very early if I hadn't noticed that. Just like literally 30 seconds away from shutting down. We're good. Yeah, I have no control over the ads, so I apologize. I mean, look, there's not anything I can do about it. If there was, I can't even turn them off at this point because once the stream's up and running, they take away all my control. So yeah, I'm sorry about that, Ben. It's frustrating, I know. What I have found just personally watching YouTube is this has pissed me off a lot as well. If you like go back after an ad has played, it plays another ad, which is fucking annoying. Or if you go forwards, I think as well. There was a video I was watching a couple of days ago, how to do something, and I missed a part of the explanation, and I was like doing what I was doing, and the guy, I don't know, like I missed a step or something. So I just literally wound it back like 30 seconds. And after an ad had played, so the ad played, I went back 30 seconds, it played another ad. I was like, are you fucking joking me? So yeah, YouTube's going to drive people away from its own platform because it's stupid. So take that, YouTube. Yeah, apologies, Ben. If I could turn them off, I would. I hate that, man. But hopefully, hopefully we can get a hold of that. I'll give them feedback, but they never do anything about the feedback, man. Honestly. But apologies. Hopefully, not everyone's getting that. Richard says there is such a thing as a final farewell. There's no such thing as a final farewell tour anymore. I mean, there's some bands that have been on 3 or 4 final farewell tours. So yeah, I get you there for sure. Scott says I saw an Epi Alex Lifeson LP today. Most fake looking flame top ever. Looked like some kind of staining. Nice body though. Haven't seen one in person, so I don't know, but I'll go take your advice on it. That sounds, yeah. Sometimes you just see them that they don't look real. So yeah, for that kind of money, they should be real veneers though. So because they're not super cheap either. They're not the worst though, are they? Oh no, they are. They're like $12.99, right? So yeah. All right. Rob says, Marsha, whose version of I Want Candy do you prefer, Bow Wow Wow, or Strange Gloves? I'm old fashioned and prefer the Strange Gloves version. It's an interesting question. I'll probably go with the Strange Gloves version as well. Marsha says, Todd, that took a long time to say. Are you feeling well? Great question. It did take a bit of a time to say, didn't it? Todd says, F Epiphone. There, I said it. All right. Well, good. Do you feel better? Because I feel better when I go on Epiphone rants for like 20 minutes. Then I see a reminder of how crazy they are. And there you go. And just if anyone's new and you're like, this guy's just hating an Epiphone. I love Epiphones. One of my favorite guitars I've ever owned is my Epiphone SG Special. Love that thing. Love it. Love Epiphones. Just don't agree with their pricing strategies lately because I don't think they're offering value for money to people. So that's all. That's all. But I do hope they get back to like offering. I mean, they still have the standard ranges that are not badly priced, and they still do some cool stuff at good prices. But I think if they once they hit a certain price point, they need to be offering high specs, and they're not, in my opinion. Marcia says, "Ask me if I knew Mr. Wow had such a version." There's your answer. That would have been my answer, to be quite honest. There we go. Ryan says, those are the best Muddy, and Muddy says, agreed, Ryan, my favorite, which is a complete lie because I'm his favorite. But there you go. Greg McFadden says, received my Epiphone Shinichi Ukabata ES355 60s Cherry this week, and I'm extremely pleased with it hitting way above its price, even though it's one people will say is too expensive. It's a bargain. Hey Greg, those are cool guitars. I like them. What are they going for, like in the US, like $11.99 or something? I think because they're supposed to be allegedly Japan exclusives. I think they're cheaper over there, but yeah, I mean, hey, they've got the right specs, I believe, for what you're looking for. So in that kind of body, because I know people are buying them instead of Dave Grohl's. So yeah, I mean, hey, I do know a few people who have them, and they all seem quite happy with them. So everybody, I think, is extremely happy with that guitar. Very cool guitar. If you're not aware of it, is it a 355? I thought it was a 335. But yeah, actually, there's a second person I've seen say it's a 355. So I just haven't been paying attention to that one particularly. So it must be 355. But I do like it. I do like it. It's a nice guitar. And congrats, sir. Enjoy it. Ben Allmark says, in my opinion, the worst part about all the price increases is that our dollars seems to be losing value daily. Not good at all. Everyone's cash, money, currency, whatever is losing value. Trust me, because it's the same. I mean, look at the prices we're paying for Epiphones over here. It's crazy. But yeah, we're just having this conversation just about regular non-guitar related stuff today, how expensive things are getting. And it's a little bit silly, some of the things, but hey, that's just life nowadays in 2023, right? But yeah, money's not what it used to be, is it? Mar says, why Do you know Why do you know Bow Wow? I knew about him when he was a cute kid. Then he grew up, and that was history. I actually could not tell you a Bow Wow song or who. If he was standing in front of me, I would not know who it was. So yeah, unless he was like it's this was like a pseudonym for some other person, which I doubt it is. Jokes aside, Dave, I hope your situation levels out for you. Hate to hear the stress in your voice. Thanks, Todd. Yeah, it's one of those. I'll tell you guys kind of what's going on in a minute. So yeah. So what can I say? Because I can't say everything. I can't give out all the information because it's not me who has an issue. Well, kind of it is. So a family member um, has been diagnosed with cancer, and as you guys know, my cousin died just a few weeks ago of cancer, and this is a new diagnosis. So this person is a lot closer to me though, and there's a lot. Yeah, so we're dealing with that at the minute and getting treatments and information and stuff like that. So, and it's quite new. It's like this week we found out about it. So that's what it is, and it's just put a little bit of again priorities to certain other spaces. So that's it. But hey, it's gonna be it's gonna be fine. You know, we just got to keep positive. This is where, as my own outlook on life is to stay positive, do everything you can, and whatever can happen will happen. So that's all it is. Yeah. So it's still a little bit raw for me. That's probably why I sound a little bit stressed or not my usual self right now, which I completely expect to be the case. By the way, I don't know if that is the case, but that's what I expect. Um, so yeah, it's a bit raw, it's a bit new, and it's a bit shocking. So, and I'll tell you guys more as things happen. So, by the way, it's unlikely to cause too much disruption to the channel. The live streams and everything should go on as normal. But if I miss one, it's probably because of that. So yeah, but I'll try my best to let you guys know everything that's going on, for sure. But yeah, I do appreciate your support, Todd, and yeah, as I said, it's all good. We keep the positive side out, and it'll work out how it's supposed to. Mark says Phil didn't post anywhere to explain. I didn't notice. I had a bad migraine. That's Did you purposely write a haiku? Just kidding. Ben says just had my fourth ad. Anybody else having this many ads? Ben, that's crazy that you're getting so many. Todd says I haven't seen an ad. I ignore them all anyway. That's You're definitely getting more than you should because it's supposed to be limited to three. Sorry, one every 30 minutes maximum, and you're not supposed to get ads all the time. So yeah, I think it's like if you get an ad, the next time it runs around, like say Ryan gets an ad or Muddy gets an ad or whoever else gets an ad, rather than you getting the next one. So uh, YouTube algorithm maybe reload the stream. It'll play another ad, but it might be the last one. Hopefully, if that happens, it's a shitty experience. I'm so sorry. Because yeah, and if any of your other guys are having that same experience, let me know because I can feed that information back to YouTube. Not that they will care, but hopefully they'll do something about it at some time. Ryan says, sorry, what's this about nitro surge for Guinness? Yeah, it's a little I usually keep it in here, but it's not here at the minute. It's just a little thing. There's a special can. You pop a little thing on it. It puts like a charge through the Guinness when it's pouring it, and it makes it taste more pub-like. And that's literally what they're advertising as. Tastes a bit more like Guinness in the pub. And I think it's like 15 euros or something for the thing. So it's well worth it. But the cans are more expensive, but they do fill up a glass better. Yeah, it's nice. This is just normal Guinness though, so you know. I don't know if that specifically answers your question. Hopefully it does. So anyways, had one pair of adverts jump in. Not sure why YouTube is doing this. Not had. Oh yeah, I had one pair. Yeah, YouTube is like honestly just get out of my face with the all ads and stuff. I see it on YouTube when I'm watching YouTube. Different channels are getting affected, but differently. But yeah, in fact, I actually tried to turn it down to the minimum today, so it shouldn't have had that effect on you, you guys. So it's just how it is. Why did YouTube change the rules again? Remember when they launched and said The key is to be nice. I think they forgot that part fast. As a creator working on YouTube and putting out stuff and who's monetized and gets so any I do stuff on the honestly I do YouTube because I get paid from YouTube to so I put work in because it's worth money to me. Not a lot of money, but it'll I don't know, buy me some beers or something. It doesn't even do that. But hey, it's so it's around about $100 a month or so I'll get out of YouTube. But I put money in, but I put time in, and time and money. But the time you put in, you expect to get paid for, and they're taking money out of creators' pockets. You've probably seen me being quite pissed off at YouTube this year because they've taken subscribers off the account, and then you work hard to try and get those subscribers back and stuff like that. And because we were nearly at 7,500 subscribers at one point this year, and then like YouTube started stripping subscribers away from the channel. I think it was inactive accounts. They didn't even answer me when I asked them the question. So we are now, as of right now, 7,306. But that went it dipped down to right on 7,000 a couple of months ago, which is, a lot lower than it had been. So YouTube's screwing over us creators, and it's acting like that with people watching. People will go to another platform, YouTube. You got to be careful, because I'm just a small channel. I have no say, no power whatsoever. But it's the likes of Mr. Beast or I don't know, even Trogley or people like that were kicking up about it. I think they'd get more real with what they're doing. Changes hurt people a lot this year. So, but yeah, hopefully they'll figure it out because it's not good. Robert says, with Epiphone pricing, welcome to the real world. Welcome to the real world. $2,000, $3,000 for a signature Epis is common here. That's down in Australia. Yeah, I know your currency is I get a lot from my euros when I go that part of the world, but it is definitely just sticker shock when I see those prices down there. It's crazy because like I said in the video, Epiphone's supposed to be the budget-friendly brand of Gibson. I know all the history. Epiphone was its own thing. Then Gibson bought it, and it stopped being its own thing. It stopped being a company that competed with Gibson. It's a company now that is owned by Gibson and does things so that Gibson can get around certain things. Like that was the original releases from Epiphone. So what they initially used Epiphone for was to sell Gibson models. Essentially, they make the same model, put an Epiphone price headstock on it, and an Epiphone model name. And for example, that's how the Casino came around. I've talked about that in a video. It was so they could sell a guitar like that into markets that they already had exclusive deals with the Gibson models, and they couldn't sell them or anything like them. So yeah, it opened up new markets. But they then went into Epiphone's the budget brand, and now it's becoming, well, you can pay the same money for an Epiphone as you can for a Gibson, and that's just fucking stupid. I don't care what kind of bells or whistles the Epiphone has, you're going to buy the Gibson ahead of it because for many reasons. People will buy them won't buy Epiphones because they're made in China. Don't want to buy anything made in China. People will be like, well, Epiphone won't have the quality control, which is kind of hilarious. They'll be like, well, if I'm going to pay that money, I may as well get the Gibson. And I think that's a valid point, especially if their parts used in the Epiphone are not on par with the Gibson parts. And I don't think there's anything wrong with Pro Bookers, but there's a reason why they're half the price of Burst Bookers. So there's a reason why Slash or Bonamassa doesn't use Pro Bookers in their actual guitars at any time. So, you've got to think about things like that and when you're pricing your products to your consumers. He says, as he launches 3 Chord Dave guitars with all Pro Bookers, $27.99. Everybody. So there you go. Not really. Ben Allmark says, I've never experienced this in a live stream. No need to apologize, Dave. Not your fault. I feel like responsible for it, Ben. So I appreciate your comment there. But no, listen, it's just YouTube. Maybe I'll chat with them and see if I can get somebody to chat with me as to why. So yeah, Let me know your full ad experience on the stream tonight, guys. If you're doing something wrong, I'll try and do something about it. But maybe I can just turn off monetization on the streams from now on. But that would require some sort of sponsorship, I think. So if anyone out there wants to sponsor the live streams, you do it, and we can turn off monetization. Todd says, Muddy, Chibson is shite. Just saying. I mean, there's a whole new level of Chibson video out there. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying there's a whole new level. Marcia says, I think I saw that same channel. Yeah, we think we saw you in the comments, Marcia. Never mind. We're not saying anything, but it's all good. Rob says, Ben, exactly today was the first time I remember seeing an advert during a live stream. The live stream has been monetized for 2 years, so they should be running ads at some point throughout the stream, but it's supposed to be a small, like you're not supposed to get them every few minutes. It's every half an hour at the most. So yeah, it's disappointing for me, and I don't know what I can say about it. Todd says, if any of my comments upset anybody, please be aware. I don't give a damn. We are aware, Todd. We are very aware. No, I don't believe people should be too upset with the comments in the community, because everyone's just here for a good time. So if anyone upsets you or says something, just be like, screw you, dude. Unless they get too personal, in which case Glenn gets put in a timeout. Marcia says, now we know at least 3 of us are on the same YouTube content algorithm. More than likely. Ryan says, okay, yeah, I hear it's crazy there for pricing for in Australia. Yep, it really is actually. Yeah, it's you walk into a guitar store down there and you're like, whoa, this is unreal. Modi says to Marcia, I discovered it well over a year ago. Pfft, whatever, he's a founding member of that channel, so trying to claim he's been there longer than anyone else, all that sort of stuff. Andrew Collins says, are you going to buy that new modeler from Fender? It's a bit pricey. Definitely not. Is my thoughts right now. Again, though, I mean, I'm not really up on what it is claimed to be able to do or not. So yeah, I will pass on that for now. But yeah, modelers are not my thing really anyway, so I don't think so. Scott says, NYC flooding. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you cover a swamp with concrete. Civil infrastructure isn't smart enough, in my opinion. I mean, that's a whole live stream in its own right, Scott. We could talk for hours about civic infrastructure, I'm sure, but our civil infrastructure. But let's keep it. Let's not, because I think there's about 3 people who'd be interested in our thoughts. But I don't really understand it either, so it'd be just your thoughts, which would be fun. That says, Martian, now that my candy, I think I have some in my basement. Wanna come look? I feel like I shouldn't be part of that conversation. Mark says, I disagree with Scott, but this is where I live, so I have to live with it. Funny comment coming from a bugfoot. There you go. Just somebody put in the drum fill there for Marshall on that one. Todd says to Scott, you are spot on about the engineering. I mean, hey, we're turning into a new engineering channel. I like it. Good stuff. Sorry, Marcia, no disrespect. It's the same everywhere. Just more concentrated where you are. I mean, it's not great in a lot of places. Marcia says, I didn't take it personally. I didn't build on top of NYC. See, so this is why I say we talk about guitars and music and other stuff. You never know what's coming up in a live stream here on a random Saturday night. Greg says, it's my first live stream. Thanks, Dave. Love the replays. Always gigging on Saturdays, but able to catch the first hour maybe tonight. Great hang. Thanks, Greg. Hey, listen, it's always great to have you. Glad you've been watching the replays, and always glad to have you when you drop in. That's super cool. When you come in. Let me see what we've got. Let's just skipped a lot there. That wasn't. There we go. Something is weird is going on over there. It's like a light or something flashing where there are no lights. All right, that's weird. Ben has 5th ad 30 minutes in. What the okay, well, that means I'm about 30 minutes behind. Hopefully you got no more. That is crazy. I will be keeping track of these, by the way, and making notes to YouTube tomorrow. Scott says, Dave, any word on the release date of the DG335? No, man. And honestly, like if anything has come, if anyone has any news about that over the last 3 weeks and they'd send it my way, I probably wouldn't have seen it. It's been 3 weeks of craziness. So yeah, I don't have a date on it yet. It is looking more and more like a 2024 release to me. But having no inside information on the release at all, it could mean it's coming out next Tuesday. So I'm not sure. I am expecting Epiphone to, and Gibson and Fender to, and a few other companies to have quite a big month next month. Like there's supposed to be quite a few things hitting the market soon. So, so yeah, I'm expecting. What have I got? Someone told me a rock solid date for something this week. So I can't say if it's this week or the following week, but there's another big Epiphone release that I don't think anyone knows anything about. And I'm trying to track down information to see whether it's true or not. So this week or next week, there's a big Epiphone release. I don't know if it's I can't really say too much because it could end up being bullshit. And there was one thing I know now for sure. There was one thing that I mentioned on a live stream that got back to the channels that be, the powers that be, that was put out there, was told to me to see if it would come back, and it did. So I do very careful now what I say and until I have it confirmed from a few sources, I can't really say anything. But there's one person who's telling me there's something cool coming. I think it's probably going to be not this week, but the week after, but we'll see. But I've no the DG335, no information yet. Solid information anyway. I'm not expecting it until NAMM 2024, which I have to start making decisions about soon as well. Scott says, or did it come out already and I missed it? No, it didn't. My plan at the minute, at least, is to get one when it does come out and compare the Chipson version to it and see if the Dave Grohl is worth $1,500 extra, because it's going to be something like that extra. We'll see. D-Max's Almo Music had a good vid comparing Gibson SG standard with a Revstar standard. They mentioned Yamaha as being more popular in Europe. Is that the case? Revstars are great guitars, especially the Element. Are Yamahas more popular in Europe? I guess. I mean, I don't know if it's a case they're more popular. I think they're easier to get. It's like, okay, so if you open a guitar store tomorrow, which is weird because opening your business on a Sunday for the first grand opening is a bit of a weird day. But if you decided you're going to open your guitar store tomorrow and you called up Epiphone and you were like, I want to stock Epiphone guitars, I believe the process is quite difficult to be approved to be an Epiphone dealer. And the same with Fender and Squier and Gibson and all the companies, but I believe Yamaha are easier to get into your store. So yeah, I mean, I have looked at opening a guitar store in the past, and that was my kind of takeaway, is that some companies just make it very difficult for you. I know, see, when I looked into doing it, which was about 5 years ago, like Gibson were like, just get back to us when you're 2 years in business and then we'll see. I was like, okay, thanks. So that was no good. And I haven't been 2 years in business with my guitar store that I don't own yet. So yeah, I think that's what it is. Might be in Europe. It's just the guitar stores easier for them to get them in stock. But I do believe they're cool. Glenn has one and said that it's cool when I asked him. T says an old Chip and Buddy is up there as well. I mean, Chip Buddy's great. Like, yeah. Can't go too far wrong. The old comfort food, the old drinking food, as we say. Ben says, I found a used made in Japan Yamaha SG 1802 gold top with P90, but anybody ever played one of them? Those are cool, Ben. I wish I could say that I played one of them. I'd like to have one of those one day. So yeah, very cool guitar, man. Hopefully someone here can give you some more information. Todd says reaction videos are very popular. I know several people that enjoy them regularly. Man, I watch them from time to time. because I love seeing people react to things that I enjoy, just to see if they dig it the same way. Recently, I don't know if these are recent videos or not, but I was catching up on people who'd never heard Rory Gallagher, you know, react to his live stuff, and they were picking some pretty sweet stuff. So yeah, it was pretty cool seeing them react and be like, "This guy's amazing," which is true. And then you see people be like, "Paradise City" by Guns N' Roses. Well, this is my first time hearing that song. It's like, no, even if you don't listen to rock music and you're not a fan of guitar music, you've watched movies and TV shows, or you've been somewhere, you've heard that song. That's one of those songs like Happy Birthday that everybody flipping knows, okay? Sorry. My mom knows Paradise City, and she's not a Guns N' Roses fan. So it's not a thing to be able to react to Guns N' Roses Paradise City. But I have toyed many a time. I'm going to give it away now, so I won't ever be able to do this. But for many, an April Fool's Day, the three that I've had the channel, I've wanted to do an April Fool's video reacting to Guns N' Roses for the first time. Um, or to hearing Guns N' Roses for the first time, wearing a Guns N' Roses fan club T-shirt. I think that would be hilarious, but I can't do it out now. Now I've told you guys, so there you go. Maybe I'll have to set up a whole new channel to do it because you guys know me. Anyway, Scott says, next thing I need to know, I need now is a desktop style amp from the Katana box, and THR30II, the Yamaha is the one I like the most. Any thoughts or suggestions? I like the Yamaha, to be honest. Like, something about it, I think it looks cool. I like it a lot, but the Katana is supposed to be fantastic, so I would probably go that route, to be quite honest. Ben says, sixth ad, they got to be messing with me 36 minutes in. Dude, they are messing with you. There's no way you should be getting them that often. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, man. That's just not cool. Mark says, Scott, almost of us can afford it anyway. Hard to be excited when it's probably the one guitar I'd sell my Huey for. Uh, don't take that literally, people. Huey's here to stay. What are you? You can't say it's sell Huey. What's going on? Todd says, no ads yet. I frightened the algorithm. Okay. Um, I mean, algorithms should be frightened. I agree. I like it. Todd says, Marcia, I'm going to tell Huey you said that. I think we all are. I think Huey needs to know. He's up for sale if the right guitar comes along. DMAX says, Scott, I like the Yamaha as it has a good Bluetooth app. Well, there you go. That can be important. And Scott says, do bank robbers with nylon stockings on their heads count as drag? Just launch it. Why not? March says, go for it. He doesn't read and will never believe you. Well, someday we'll get the message to Huey, all right? T says, I had one ad at the start. So pretty much what it should be at this point. Maybe one, maybe two ads at this point, max. Scott says, DMAC, I find it has the best sound. And Dewey7330 says, best thing I've done in a while, pay the $16 for YouTube Premium, no ads. That is an option, paying for YouTube to get no ads. There are other benefits, I believe, like you can download all the videos and have them if you're ever offline. You can download all the 3 Chord Dave videos and just watch them to your heart's content. Or make your own YouTube channel with clips from my channel. Go for it. I'm totally okay with you doing that. I mean, I'm not, whatever. Don't do that. Actually, I just decided it's a bad idea. Don't do it. Maybe we can collectively buy a single guitar by region and then pass it around. I don't think we should pass anything around. I think that's, I think that's not a good idea. Just, someone's gonna put something in it that's not supposed to be in it, and then you get it, and then it's a whole thing. Scott Brower says, regarding YouTube, I strongly endorse YouTube Premium. If you consume a lot of content, well worth the investment for an ad-free experience. Why not? YouTube should, I think I think that might be what YouTube are playing at, you know? It could be like, let's just make YouTube ads so fucking annoying. Everyone's like, fine, I will pay whatever it is to not have ads. And the that's the Spotify model. If your Spotify is your music listening app of choice, and you listen to the non-premium version, they just put the most annoying fucking ads on. Like they're the worst ads of all time. And they know it because they go, if you don't want to listen to ads, join premium for 99 cents a month or whatever it is. I don't know how much was it, like $10 a month. Um, yeah. And then you just pay it so that you don't have to listen to those stupid ads anymore. I think that's what YouTube want to do. But I can tell you from people who watch the channel, very few people have YouTube Premium because they pay you differently based on how many viewers have YouTube Premium. I think they pay you less for YouTube Premium views. Just, I mean, they pay you F all for views anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably their tactic. Let's just be honest about it. Um, Todd says, I haven't seen a single ad yet. I'm not paying for YouTube content. Hey, man, YouTube content, it's, it's worth something. I feel like it's worth something. We work hard for it, man. It's all good. Um, I remember years ago, before I had a YouTube channel here, speaking to people in the film business and being like, if you were on YouTube, would you pay for a movie because you get the distributioners? Would you charge for a movie you released on YouTube? Would you pay for a movie on YouTube? And overwhelmingly, the response was, if it's on YouTube, it's free. I'm not paying for it. And this was like a pretty big market research survey that I did, and yeah, it was like 90% were like, I'm not paying for anything ever on YouTube, and that's because they came out, YouTube's free, and then it's like I'm not paying for it beyond that. So yeah, it's like Twitter. Like this whole argue or rumor came out last week that Twitter were going to start charging. They're not going to start charging everybody because everyone would leave. Like 99% of people would leave Twitter, and it'd be the 1% of people going, hey, I'm on Twitter, but there's no one else here. So anyways, that's just my opinion on that. Mar says $16. Ouch. Since when is it $16? For a while, I think. Todd says 38 watching, only 28 likes. Hit the like. Indeed. If you haven't hit the like button, be like the 30 other people who've now done it. There's 43 of us watching, so there should be at least, I don't know, 35 likes. That'd be cool. But yeah, thanks for that, Todd. Appreciate it. Rob says, Marcia, that's why I tolerate the ads. I still never seen them in the middle of a stream until today. So yeah, it's quite possible it's a change today. It's quite possible their new change is not working properly. It was new options when I was setting up the stream tonight, which I usually just use the same options as last week. So that's whatever was set to last week. If you didn't have that experience today, or last week, pretty much the same settings this week. It's laid out differently. So there you go. Ryan says, I paid $9 for YouTube and never get ads. That's a better deal than 16 for sure. And T says, I was in a local supermarket today, punnet of Wexford strawberries with icing sugar, €200. How big was this punnet of strawberries? T, definitely that's incorrect pricing on the supermarket's part. We do have the best strawberries in the world here in Wexford. That is a known fact. But yeah, yeah, I'm for sure. That's crazy. Mar says, I was gonna say, isn't it like $9? I think there's different levels. I'm not sure. There's like a super premium version and regular premium. It's like gasoline in a car. Maybe not. Scott says, I downloaded the ad-free version on the downloader app from my TV. Never watch on the TV though. Well, there you go. That's a life hack. Download the ad-free app and then don't watch it. Matt Van Bosch is here. Great to see you, Matt. Hope you're well, my friend. Says, hi all. Picked up an as new surf green Fender 60s Ventera Strat this week for £379. Still bargains to be had on Facebook Marketplace. Yes, Facebook Marketplace, I feel, over the next couple of months is going to be a great place to pick up bargains as people who have had guitars sitting around for a couple of years since the old lockdown situation and are like, hey, I'm going to get rid of this guitar to buy Christmas presents. yeah, next couple of months, I think you'll see some good bargains on Facebook Marketplace and places like it, like the whole, what do you call it? Craigslist in the US, or what's the one they use in Canada? Kijij, or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. But that and just adverts.ie here if you're here in Ireland. Um, Marcia says, yeah, I think there are apps and plugin stuff you get free, ad free. They're cracking down on that, or they say they are. But yeah, you can definitely try that for sure. Ryan says, sorry to hear that, Dave. Appreciate it, Ryan. Best wishes to your family, Dave. Hope treatment goes well. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Michael's Rescue's here. Great to see you, Michael. Hope all's good with you, man. Ben has a seventh ad. Wish it was lying. It's unreal, man. I'm so sorry. Um, Let me see. Michael says I just pay for YouTube Premium. See. I'm not going to say you should or you shouldn't subscribe to YouTube Premium. I think it's got its use. I also think it's a little bit like mercenary tactics from Google because that's one of their products. But yeah, definitely no ads is an advantageous thing. All right, for sure. Um, Rob says Bow Wow Wow was an English new wave band, one of many Malcolm McLaren projects. I Want Candy was probably their biggest radio success in the early days. Oh, I thought we were talking about the rapper dude, Little Bow Wow. Was that his name? I'm not really. I don't know that band to be honest. Then I just off the top of my head, I don't. Another advert. This sucks. Hey Rob, thanks for listen. I appreciate you guys telling me about this because a lot of people won't, and then I have no thoughts. Like I won't be able to do anything about it. Hopefully, I can reach out though to YouTube. Anytime I do it, I never do anything, but I can try and change the settings myself and see if that changes it next week. Hopefully, we can hit some sort of middle ground because you do have to have monetization on to make doing live streams in any way worthwhile. Ideally, like they need to be making $40-50 to be worth the time that they take. In reality, they don't make that. So having the monetization on is necessary. It boosts it a little bit, especially if we get a good week with a lot of people joining us. So yeah, but that's crazy. It's not supposed to do that much. There's something wrong there for sure. Um, anyways, we'll hopefully get it sorted out very soon. Scott says, Dave, sorry to hear positivity is the key. I don't think anyone is unaffected by cancer. It's extremely shit to um, just accept it as part of life. Be assured we are all behind you. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you, man, for all you do for the channel too in the background as the moderator that we have. So thank you so much. And Todd Moore says Brian Barchek is a reptile YouTuber I watch who is currently battling pancreatic cancer, and toll on him is already obvious. Terrible disease, cancer. Yeah, man, it sucks. It's recently. I mean, there is a family history in my family of it going back like aunts and uncles and grandparents and all that sort of stuff. So it's been around, it's always been a thing. But yeah, it's just so raw at the minute. Like what my cousin died a few weeks ago, and now we have this new case, and we're like, ah, shit. It's about time somebody won the lottery in my family, because apart from the best beard on YouTube, that's all we got. So I mean, there's a lot more stuff, but I'm just pimping myself out a little bit here. Rob F says, my thoughts and prayers are with you and your family, Dave. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it, man. Scott says, I've tried closing the app and restarting the stream. Maybe your stream is screwed up somehow. I got one ad at the beginning, nothing since. Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. It could be a glitch bug thing, working in tech. That could all be it is. That could be all it is, even. But yeah, because it definitely seems crazy weird. Todd says, thanks, Marcia. Now we've gone from Steel Panther fan club to Team Bow Wow Wow One. No. We are always Steel Panther fan club, always and forever. I promised Michael Starr personally at NAM this year. I just hope he has at some point checked out the channel. I'm sure he hasn't, but that would be super fun. And hopefully at the time he checked it out, we go in or we're talking about Steel Panther or Glory Holes at some point. I know if I just said that and people are like, what the hell did he say? It's a Steel Panther song. Just chill. Marcia says, no, I definitely did not leave the GH club. That's probably not the way. Doesn't mean what it's set, how it reads, I don't think. Anyways, I don't know. Jess says, Dave, I booked a big holiday. There's no chance the Heffernan is coming to me now unless it's super reduced. Hey, Jess, that is cool. Where's the holiday to? Is it cool? Is it somewhere cool? I feel like I could do it a big holiday. Uh, hopefully something. There's actually a couple of things planned for early next year, but of course everything's up in the air at the minute, so we'll see how it goes. But glad to hear it, Jess. And you never know; they could be super reduced at some point. So happy you're gonna go on a cool holiday. Though. That's super cool. I love traveling, getting around the world. It's cool. And one of my favorite things to do. Todd says, Marsha, you are the queen of the GH. Almost bring you a proper sacrifice. You see what I mean? That's kind of. I mean, I know Marsha's going to take that in the right way. And again, no innuendo meant when I said that, but thank you. Wow. Can't believe we got that one in, but hey. Right, let's see what we've got. Ben Allmark says, eighth ad, just over, what are you, an hour 20. I don't know how long ago that was, maybe half an hour ago. So that's like you're getting one every 3 or 4 minutes. That's crazy, man. Something's wrong, for sure. You shouldn't be getting one that often. The settings are like that one, maximum one every 30 minutes. That's what it's set to. I'm just looking at the settings now. So something's wrong there for sure. I'm not ruling out at all YouTube haven't set that up properly. I would say that's what it is. Let me see. Scott says, I'm not saying it won't immediately give you an ad when you start the stream again. That is exactly what it will do. 100% guaranteed. Jess says, I'm getting the ad chat now. What's going on? Are you getting a similar issue, Jess? Because, yeah, let me know if you are. If you guys can just kind of summarize what the ad structure is, how often you're getting, if you can just track them, how long between ads you're getting. If you can just let me know towards the end, I can pass that on, or just try and figure it out myself, which is probably more likely to do it. Jess says, oh yeah, that was Jess. Thanks, Jess. But Omar says, it bothers me because I like to listen and be up and about doing shit, so I get stuck listening to two full ads. Yeah, it's not cool, man. I agree with you. I'd be the same. There's a lot of shows that I listen to with headphones on, walking around the house. So like the computer's on in the office and then I'm walking around. So I get you. It's not a cool experience. YouTube needs to definitely sort that out. Steve Cassidy, guitar. Great to see you, Steve. Hope you're well, man. Says, evening, Dave and Co. Apologies for the late arrival. Sir, glad to have you here at all times. Yeah, absolutely. Hope things are going well with your channel, sir. Marcia says, wait, who has cancer now? I always miss this stuff. I mean, a bunch of us here have it, but I mean, who else now? As a member of my family, Marcia, I can't go into details too much, but someone a little bit closer to me than my cousin who died a few weeks ago. So yeah, so I'm not going to go into any other details than that, but it's closer to this time. That's all I can say. Ryan says, they just opened a new guitar shop, a guitar house at the top of my street. It's about 100 feet from my house. The spot my dog uses every morning on his walk. Lots of high-end acoustics and that. Very cool. I don't know if I could live so close to a cool guitar shop. I live quite close to one that's not good. So I don't know if that's... Yeah, I've never... I pass it on the way to the supermarket and I don't go in. D-Max says, I have an Epi 60s tribute Les Paul from 2010 range, and it came with Gibson pickups, locking tuners, and still less money than Gibson's at the time. How times have changed. They indeed have. I mean, I've gone into lots of information about like not long ago where I was able to buy a Gibson brand new for like $5.99, $6.99 when Thomann were doing deals and stuff like that. It's like less than 5 years ago. So but now that ain't a thing anymore, so that kind of annoys me. But yeah, I think maybe it's worth digging into that timeline and the price timeline and stuff. Maybe for a video at some point in the near future. Jess says, I thought on live streams you didn't get them. My yoga YouTube sometimes get interrupted by someone telling me how to banish my belly fat or where the best GHs are. Jess, number one, those ads are very interesting. And second, yeah, live stream, yeah, they do put ads on live streams now. They're basically like, if you want to have them, they're supposed to actually only put them at the start and at the end, but they're bringing in more and more things to piss people off. So it is frustrating. I get it too. So, because I don't pay for YouTube Premium, just to join into that conversation. Because I feel like I work for YouTube a little bit. It should be one of the perks of working for YouTube or on YouTube. But, you know, when I worked for Apple, they gave me a discount. Quite a good discount. I got to say, props to Apple. They give you good employee discounts and things. But when I left Apple, they don't give me nothing. So I presume when I leave YouTube, then I'll be like, have to pay full price. But until then, I should get it for free. That's just my thoughts. But then everyone will start a YouTube channel to get their YouTube Premium for free. Rob says, Jess, that's what I thought. This literally is the first live stream I have watched where adverts pop in the middle. Normally, I only see them at the beginning. That is the way it should be. Ryan says, I'm sure the yoga community appreciate that, Jess. They do. Yoga community well known for those ads being popular. Yeah, that's how it is. Where are we now? Like, I just dropped in a lot of comments on me, guys. So I'm just trying to catch up here. Where was I? It was close to that, but further up. Close to that, further up. Oh man, just, Jesus. Is this how far I am? Oh man. All right, I'm so far behind. What was it 23:23 or 11:23 to those of you who, you know, use 12-hour clocks. And there we go. 345 Stone Cave Road, umbilical cord Dave, first time watcher. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hope you are well. And yeah, if you're first time watcher, maybe we can entice you to come back a second time. Glad to have you. Thanks for joining us this evening. Vincent Doyle's here. Evening, chaps. YouTube unsubscribed me from 3 Chord Dave. There's an ad every 5 minutes. What's going on? Vincent, YouTube appears as being a dick. Yeah, so nothing has changed on my end really, other than making it the most. So there's an option tonight. How often do you want ads? And there's like 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever. And the furthest apart I could have them is 30 minutes. I clicked 30 minutes, went on with the thing. So it appears some people are getting them every 5 minutes, like yourself. And some people, like Todd, haven't had an ad in the whole time of the stream, at least up to the last time he wrote about it. So I don't know what's going on. YouTube seems to be acting the bollocks, a bit like Epiphone. So yeah, sorry to those of you who are getting them. It definitely is messed up. Something's not right. And Ben says, just got another ad. Something is definitely messed up. Yeah, I can understand it. It's just ridiculous at this point. I'm not happy with it. I will give the feedback whether they pay attention. If enough people give the feedback, enough creators give the feedback, hopefully they will act on it. Generally, the feedback I give is you're not helping channels at all. So maybe they'll listen to this kind of feedback because it affects you guys. Even Justin Hawkins doesn't pay for YouTube. I love when the funny ads pop up and he has to translate. He gets lots of ladies' lingerie ads. You know, the ads are based on stuff you're watching on YouTube or things that you react to. So, so yeah, maybe that's what he's interested in. He's based on your Google searches, because don't forget, YouTube is part of Google. So they know what you're searching for or talking about or thinking somehow. Matt says, agreed, the Epi price thing is getting silly when you can get a USA Gibson for the same price. The new JB SG price is obscene. No value in £1,500 Epiphones. Yeah, and again, and I do need to say this, the price in the US, right, is $13.99. That's not as bad. I know it's still $1,400, but when you add your taxes and stuff, you're probably heading towards 15. But I don't know, there's just something about that price point just pisses me off. Like, I do think Epiphone should be drawing a line under 1,000. It's just silly. But anyway, we'll probably discuss that a lot more by the end of the year. And we're having an awful lot of new releases come out at those high price points. So the best thing that can happen, and I know this is very difficult to coordinate, but the best thing that can happen is that those really expensive ones do not sell, even in their limited quantities. So like things like the Dave Mustaine Flying V Custom. Is it Flying V Custom? The one that's like super expensive. That was $17.99. That hasn't sold well. They're still available. The Adam Jones collections, they haven't sold well. I'm pretty sure maybe not the first two, but all of the other ones are still available in various places because the price went too high. They came out at $12.99. They started then going to, I've seen them for $15.99. $14.99 I think is the standard price for them. So it's the best thing that can happen is they don't sell, or they sell poorly or slowly or have to be reduced to sell. But it's very difficult to get an entire community of guitar loving folks like ourselves to see something they want and not buy it. That's the problem, because some of them are cool. Like, you think those Dave Grohl DG335s, if they come out and they're $2,000, you think they're not going to sell out day one, maybe day two? They will sell out instantly. And Greenie, when they do the Epiphone Greenie, those will sell out as well. So, and it doesn't matter what price they put them at. So, that's going to make them think it's okay to put these prices up. Lot of stuff to go into about that, and I'm already way behind, so I probably won't go into it now, but maybe I will make a video at some point about why it's just getting out of hand. And maybe I can get Cesar to comment. I doubt it, but we'll see. Greg says, loaded the truck, got to head out for the gig. We'll watch the replay. Have a great night, Dave, and everyone. Have a great night yourself, Greg. Thanks so much, man. Have a great gig and enjoy yourself. Scott says, what's your thoughts on Roland's JC120 JC120 50th anniversary amp? Saw one today. It looks the biz. You know yourself, when it comes to amps, wrong person. I have no idea. Which maybe someone here will have a better idea. 345 Stone Cave Road says, a lot don't want their headstock to say Gibson, they want Epiphone. There is that element as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm an Epiphone fan. I like Epiphones. I don't mind Epiphone versus Gibson. It wouldn't sway me one way or the other if it says Gibson or Epiphone. There's an extra something. I don't know how to explain it. With a Gibson, it's an extra, like, it feels more prestigious, shall we say. But Epiphones are great. I mean, people knock Epiphones because they're the budget brand. There's people who won't buy one because, hey, Epiphone, that's the budget brand, I'm not buying one of those. But they're no longer that at the price points for some of these things. But I get you, absolutely. Look, I'm an Epiphone fan. I like Epiphones. If Epiphone comes out with a guitar that I like, I'll buy it without hesitation, as long as they don't revert back to their old crappy headstock. That's an issue. But yeah, the new headstock I like. Anyway, Marsh says, I think they're hoping to make them valuable by inflating the prices for collectors. Well, that is an interesting thing. And you say, also 345 says, Stone Cave Road, Epiphones are priced just right. Well, hey, listen, they might be priced just right for you, sir. And that's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I think for the majority of guitar players, and I don't speak for the majority of guitar players, this is my thoughts. There is a range of Epiphone guitars that are priced just right. And those would be the ones under $700. Everything above that I would question, except for things like the 59, what do you call it? The 59 Les Pauls, the 61 SGs. I think those are great. They came in under $1,000. Great specs, great setup, great everything. The whole package, brilliant. So if that same guitar comes out, but it has, let's just say Bonamassa's name on it. Let's say Joe Bonamassa Les Paul, and it's exactly the same specs as the 59 Les Paul that they brought out. Why should it cost $1,400? His name on the guitar is not worth that much. So that's where the thing is. It's mostly in the signature guitars that the pricing issue is. Everything under $1,000 I think is perfectly fine, especially because they have upped the quality of those guitars. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Epiphones are crap or anything like that. I just feel like there are certain guitars that they are massively overpricing. Ryan says, did they ever make the Epiphone Greenie? It's coming, but again, I don't expect it for, again, it could come out this week, but I'm not expecting it until the end of the year. So I guess it is almost the end of the year, but yeah, end of the year, I would say, is when we're looking at that one. Marsh says, and by the way, that's stupid because there's more value in numbers. More sales at lower prices traditionally makes more overall money. Economics 101. This is exactly my point. It's better to sell 1,000 guitars at $500 than to sell 100 guitars at 1,500, right? But at the moment, look, they're running their business and they're doing incredibly well, so they'll keep doing what they're doing. Money's Hurt says, what happened with the great guitar kit build off? So yeah, if anyone's not sure what that's all in relation to, we are kind of building ourselves up to a guitar kit build off competition, informally, of course, where get yourself a guitar kit, put it together, do whatever you want with it, be creative. And at the end of the year, I guess, is what we're going to do. We're going to have a little competition, and some prizes will be won. Don't know what they'll be yet, like maybe some books or something, or some guitar related stuff anyway. No guitars or anything. Don't expect that you're going to win a guitar because you're not. But yeah, so a few of us are going to build guitars. The Facebook page, Three Chord Dave and Friends, is linked in all the videos in the description. You can come over there, check out people's progress. Some people have made some really nice progress. Glenn, for example, has been working on something interesting. A few other folks have been chiming in with their progress. People waiting for some stuff, and then just go and do it and see what you come up with. If you feel like it, if you feel like making it. But so far, my knees hurts. There is nothing to report, other than some nice pictures are up on the Facebook group. So thanks for letting me mention it. And great to see you, my knees hurt. Hope you're well. Scott says, is it just me, or is there no rhyme, reason, or consistency to guitar releases anymore? There's Tuesdays. It's the only consistency there is. They're always on a Tuesday. Matt says, are there enough JB collectors? There's enough JB scalpers. But that's a whole other story right now. Anyways, unlike Fender, it seems Epiphone is still selling everything they manufacture. They're selling stuff, but a lot slower than they want to, is my information. Marsha says, Bonamassa fans are nuts. They'll buy like 4 of everything, and I understand there's an upcharge if you buy directly from his site. The guitars are actually the same price. So yeah, I don't know about upcharges for other things. Some of his other products are questionable, but they're interesting, fun little things. But his guitars on the website, the guitars are the same price as the Epiphone recommended price. So I don't think he does discounts on them ever, but yeah, I got to give him that. He doesn't upcharge for them. Scott says, I hope with the DG335 they don't do Pelham Blue front and gold back or neck or anything crazy. I'm pretty sure at this point, ready to be proven wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're getting a collection. So there will be all 4 colors: black, gold, white, and Pelham Blue. Pretty sure. They might be released one by one, by the way, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Rocky H, great to see you, Rocky. Hope you're doing well, man. Says, the prices are ridiculous, period. The idea is get guitars into people's hands, not a guitar shop's wall. Right. Perfect. Couldn't have said it better, my friend. Better myself, my friend. Yeah, get people to pick up guitars. Thankfully, there are some good budget brands out there now, and budget guitars are better than they've ever been. So that is good. But yeah, there's definitely a swell away from reasonable budget prices with some brands, I would say. Ryan says, my knees hurt. I got a neck so far, waiting on a body. Should be here in October, which is great because October starts for me in 24 minutes. So looking forward to it, Ryan. Todd Moore says, to Rocky bingo. Indeed, I support your bingo playing. And Manisar says, not into Bonamassa. He seems nice enough, but not into that style of guitar. I like his playing. I think he's pretty good. I'll watch him play guitar for a long time. I think he's a very good guitar player. I appreciate his style. I appreciate that he takes the old guitars out on tour and stuff. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I could go a year without seeing a new John Bonamassa signature Epiphone. It wouldn't bother me. Just wouldn't. So I'm just saying. Ben says 10 ads in an hour. Not even kidding. I wish you were, man. It's not good. My knees hurt says ad blocker plus all day long. If I got ads, I would not be on YouTube at all ever. There you go. There you go. That's an option. I'm not recommending or anything, but there's an option. Marsh says, Rob F, are you sure? Because there's a certain art collection available in the hundreds from word on the street. People getting tired of price hikes fast. Well, there's only 800 of each one of those made, but as far as I'm aware, they're selling about half of the number they expected to, which I presume means there's about 400 of each one being sold quite quickly, and the other 400 of them worldwide are kind of trickling out slowly. I would imagine that's what's happening. Todd says, I put an LTD, my third one, on layaway today. Far superior product compared to Epiphone. I can't comment on that really because I've never played an LTD. I would like to maybe play an LTD with an Epiphone side by side, see which one is better. We need Andertons to do a blindfolded test because they'll tell us. Ryan says, until then, I'm working on my line of pedals, my lovely horse, and Basil the rat. Much more than AliExpress pedals spray painted with stickers. I mean, I think it's a quality product you got there, Ryan, and I like it and support it all. It says, I am making 2-bean chili stew. Very, very nice. Sounds good. I hope there's enough for everybody, is all I can say. Scott Brower says, an acquaintance once had a guitar store and he carried Gibson. Their buying minimums and demands on dealers are ridiculous. That's pretty much the idea I got. They didn't want to talk to me when I asked them. They didn't even offer to let me stock Epiphones. They were just like, talk to us in 2 years. Let me see. Marcia says, Rocky H, I fully agree. However, the Gibson team doesn't think so. I don't know what they're smoking. The good stuff, Marcia, that's what they're smoking. It's expensive. Rob says, Marcia, true. The art LPs have been a dud. Most of their standard fare seems to be selling, unlike Fender. They did not have a bunch of cancelled orders. There was some jiggery pokery going on with those cancelled orders as well. So the public story, I don't know how much of it is actually true. There was way more made of it than there should have been, I think, but it's a whole other thing. The standard Epiphone collection, fantastic. The signature models are where they're really slowing down. Like they're not selling the numbers they expected on certain models. At the same time, the Slash Epiphone Les Pauls are still selling really well, primarily because they've been price cut all over the place to the price they should have been when they were released. I'm not saying I had anything to do with that when my pricing video went out revealing the price of the Slash Epiphone Les Pauls. Like, I don't know, what was it, 6 weeks before they actually revealed them? But yeah, maybe it did because they are now available for that price. But anyway, that's a whole other thing that we'll get into in some video at some point. Maybe we'll see who wants it. Moneysir says, same with buying some bicycles. Must buy 25 bikes and pay us back in 2 weeks. Yeah, some things the companies have to do like that are terrible. Anthony Thornhill's here. Great to see you, Anthony. Hope you're well, my friend. Been a while, I think, so always great to have you drop in to see us. Hope all's good with you, man. Marcia says, yeah, but Fender didn't really, quote, lose the way they wanted to seem. Those guitars sold long ago at rock bottom prices during the holidays last year. They are well past that. Yeah, you're on the right track there, Marcia, to be honest, from what I hear anyway. Ryan says, really, I'm pretty sure the Eagles are responsible for my parents having me. I don't know what album was playing, but I don't want to know. So there we go. Buglip says, I block all reaction channels. I block a lot of channels. I wish I could see my block list. It's got to be like 80,000 channels by now. All right. Well, I'm honored to be on your not blocked list so far. So maybe I won't do reaction on this channel then, just in case we get blocked from Buglip. So well, be careful. Just let it slide if you do see it. It might just be a joke. Mar says they wouldn't have sold whatever was already made at a loss either. They'd probably they'd actually just probably warehouse it for a year and then sell it as a special run or something. Rob F says, my niece heard, I really like Joe B's philosophy about amps and stage volume. I agree with him about ampless stages being unnatural. They're becoming that whole thing is going to be the thing over the next few years because the ampless thing, like the things, it's getting better. Technology's getting better. There's a lot of bands going out there without actual amps. And yeah, it can still be pretty good these days. So, I mean, Steel Panther, for example, don't use amps. So there you go. Anyways, it's a whole thing. I mean, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not an amp guy, so I'm not going to embarrass myself by my lack of knowledge putting it out on display. But yeah, that's what I feel is a big issue. But I think there's merits in both sides of that argument, to be honest. Scott says, in my opinion, the Katana Air sounds thin, not as full sound as the Yamaha. I like the Yamaha. I just think it looks cooler, but I like the Katana too. So I don't know. I'd have to play around with both of them a little bit. Todd says, Dave, you are right. My 80-year-old mom knows the Guns N' Roses, the Guns hits, and many others due to being alive during those years. Right. So, yeah, they're just one of those bands, like the big hits, people hear them. Whether you know the band or who they are or not, you know the song. Ben Allmark, 11th ad. Jesus, man, I'm so sorry. Marcy says, it shows you how much these guitars get marked up, and that's Squire prices, mind you. They do get marked up quite a bit. Ryan says, I give my mom rock t-shirts and she wears them not knowing who they are. I mean, that's just the fashion these days. 100%. You can just ask any kid on the street you're seeing wearing a Nirvana t-shirt. 90% of them couldn't name a Nirvana song. So there you go. There's the funny story about Dave Mustaine seeing a girl with a Megadeth t-shirt on, and he's like, that's my band, and she's like, no, don't hit on me or whatever. He's like, no, literally that shirt that's my band, I'm in that band. And she's like, whatever, I'll do. That was a pretty fun one. Marsh says, Huey just heard his name and was like, yo, Huey, she's trying to sell you for a guitar, my friend. There, if he knows what that is, Marcia, you're in trouble. Todd says 1 hour and 5 minutes and no ads. You guys are just easy targets, dude. 1 hour and 5 minutes. How far behind am I? Like 40 minutes. Cool. I guess I should try and get through to the bottom of the chat. See how we're going on. We've got 15 minutes or so to go. Manisa says, I grew up in a church. You're going to hell for wearing rock and roll shirts and listen to Satan music like Madonna and Prince. I mean, if they listen to cool music, I don't see the problem. MDU2112 says, I love premium. I mean, nothing wrong with that, my friend. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. It's good. I mean, if you love it, you love it. It's cool. Ben says, Todd, why would it be that you get so many ads? How do you avoid them besides paying the scumbags? It's a great question, Todd. You should let us all know how you get less ads. Eric Ainsley 67 says YouTube Premium is the way to go. I love the hell out of it. There you go. Loving the hell out of it is a great endorsement, to be honest. I have no opinion on that subject, Rob F. I don't play out and no longer go to shows as my knees hurt. Rob says, Todd, don't gloat. The algorithm can find you. The algorithm will. Google will knock on your door one of these days. Just throw a bunch of ads at you. My knees hurt says, I pick up one of those low-cost Kramer Beretta specials a few weeks back. 150 and tend to upgrade / paint it. Sounds cool, man. Yeah, definitely. That is something you can add to our Facebook group if you wanted to join, send some pictures in there. That'd be cool. Ben Allmark says, I'm just going to cut YouTube out. F them. Waste of brain cells. Anyway, well, hey, Ben, listen, we hope you stick around for us, at least. And hopefully we can get it fixed out for you. It definitely sucks that what's happening there with you. I don't know why you'd be getting so many ads. You shouldn't be. And I apologize to anyone who is getting the same. It shouldn't be. My name says, I won't listen to ads and I won't pay for your service. I have plenty of shit to listen to at any given moment in time. That's okay too. T says to Ben, hey man, just wondering, have you ever paid for ad free? I'm just thinking if you buy it for a month, they might be trying to get you back. That's an interesting thing. Or maybe if you do a trial, they might like throw more ads at you. That's a good point, T. I've never done the trial. They're always throwing a trial at me, and I've never done it. So, yeah, I just, it's all good. All good. Todd says, Ben, I don't interact with the ads on the algorithm. I rarely see ads, just pretty much never during videos, just between them. I'm not paying for content. Again, I'm just going to pretend to cry and be like, but content's worth paying for. Like, we work so hard on our content. So anyway, that gets the message across. Anyways, pay for the content, dude. Who was it? I saw a funny thing about that. Somebody about paying for content, and then they listed all the other stuff they were paying for, and you're like, just pay for content instead. Anyway, I can't remember. I'll remember like at 3 o'clock in the morning. Muddy with another super chat because he is the king of super chats, which makes him the third coolest person in the algorithm. Says, anyone know how I can get more ads after 3.5 minutes of 3 Chord Dave? I need a break. It's not true. He messages me for more 3 Chord Dave when I'm not online. So he's not being an honest person right there. So thanks, Muddy. I do appreciate you, sir. You are my third favorite person called Muddy on the channel. Money Sir says, ads are how the aliens control the implant they put in my brain. It is actually. That's supposed to be secret though. Rob says, Money's heard, I still go to small venue shows. Fortunately, all the bands I follow still bring their amps and never miss Social Distortion or Sonoria when they come to town. Oh, very cool. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of bands do that. I noticed a lot more bands are starting to go the digital route though, and not have big amps with them. Eric Ainsley 67 says, I don't get why people think paying for a service is a bad thing. It's because the service is available for free. I've actually done a lot of in-depth studies on this for work reasons and other things. But basically, if you give somebody something for free, and then you're like, hey, the more premium version of this is available, and you got to pay for it though. They're like, well, screw you, it's free. Why would I pay for it? It's a psychological thing, and they're trying to find, like, big businesses are trying to find a way to break that kind of link where people are like, it's free, why would I ever pay for it, to it's worth paying for. And they've really, what they've got to do is make the perks well worth it to do it. There's got to be content that is worth paying for, and it's also, you got to get extra perks other than just ad free. So I don't know what they're going to do on YouTube, but yeah, it's one of those things, because there was a free version for a long time before there was premium. That's why some people don't want to pay for it, and I get that, absolutely. I don't pay for YouTube, as I said. I pay for other things. Like I couldn't not pay for Spotify, even if I don't listen to it as often as I used to. I just can't listen to those ads. They're just driving me insane, and various things like that. Like, so, but there's different things. Eventually I'll probably end up paying for YouTube, but I really think they should give creators who've been creating for a while some sort of discount or something on it. But that's my own. I just have a grudge against YouTube, let's be honest. And he says, by the way, I noticed the most of the Squire anniversary vintage editions are now €300 at home, and they are. I think that's running out this weekend. If you want to get an anniversary Squire, that's the 40th anniversary one. Yeah, they're €300, which is a great deal, because they're great guitars. And I think they just have Strats and maybe a Jazzmaster left. But yeah, they're very cool indeed. Let's see what else we got. Ryan says, nice. I want to get an Ibanez next. Forget the model, but it's paper thin, natural flame top, and about £3. Wow, that is an interesting model. Presume that's an acoustic, maybe. I don't know. Moneyser says, I don't mind paying for things, but what YouTube or Spotify have to offer isn't anything I'd pay for. I'd pay for a cheeseburger next Tuesday, though, for sure. I like the reference. It's very cool. Rob C says, done. Or Rich C says, done. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it, man. Ben Allmark says, formerly known. No, I've never paid a dime, and nor will I, as I get my 12th ad. I mean, they're really hammering you with those ads. That sucks, man. Rob F says, I don't mind the ads when it's not a live stream. If I pay a subscription, I want to go directly to the content provider. They definitely should pay more from their subscriptions to content providers. That is 100%. It is frustrating that they don't. Yeah, but so I get your point on that 100%. If you're paying for it, a bigger chunk should go to the providers, the content creators. But that will never happen because they like making money. Also, I don't know if you guys know this. You might, if you make YouTube videos and if you're monetized, you might know this. There's this thing that's happened with YouTube, with Google, where they were charging for ads on YouTube and basically not putting the ads in front of the people they said they were. So what they ended up doing was basically overcharging people for like 4 years. Like big companies paying big amounts for ads, and then those ads were like being shown to accounts that were either not appropriate for their ad, like were not interested in their content, or who were likely not people watching, like they were business accounts or um, bot accounts and stuff like that. So yeah, YouTube slash Google got in a lot of trouble for their, or is in currently in a lot of trouble for how the ads have been placed and shown. So it wouldn't surprise me they're trying to fix things and they've messed it up even further, because that's what people do. Them software engineers, idiots, whole lot, every single one. And I know some of you are software engineers, so I'm just joking, except for that one person. Marge says, Todd, you use a VPN, question mark. And Chris from Coburg is here to say chicken tikka masala. Yup. Knew you'd be here, Chris. I knew. I was just waiting to get hungry. So thank you, sir. Hope you're well, my friend. It's super cool to have you here with us. Money H Show has done yet another super chat, paying for his content, and I have to say, very kindly accepted, sir. Says, I've been paying for TCD for a while. When does this premium shit kick in? You were banned from the premium side of the channel, I believe, over inappropriate comments that you made to somebody's cousin. I'm not sure what was going on there, but yeah, I think that's what it was. But thanks, sir, for your patronage. Speaking of patronage, there's a Patreon to the channel. If you're not a member, you can sign up down below, paying for content. And there's many levels, and you can help buy me a Lamborghini. Currently, I think it makes like $25 a month, so definitely we're on the way. Thank you so much. And Nella with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Hope you are well. Says, I run ad blocker, so no YouTube ads for me. I feel guilty. Here's $10, Dave. Alan, thank you so much, my friend. That is super cool of you, and I appreciate it. And way better use of that $10, by the way, if I may say so myself. But absolutely appreciate it. MDU2112 says, can I like at the end? Is that okay? That's fine. That's fine, my friend. Yes, absolutely. Take care of yourself at the end. Make sure you do hit it at the end. If you don't like it, that's fine. You can hit the dislike button too. Ben Allmark says, take care, y'all. I'll try again next week. Thanks for sticking with us, Ben. I know that wasn't a cool experience for you tonight, and I appreciate it. Hopefully next week will be better. Please do give us that try. Anyways, let's go. We got 5 minutes. I got to try and get through as many comments as I can, see if I don't want to miss any new folks in particular who've dropped in to see us, so we'll get through as much as we can. T says, I think the icing sugar was from the boat. T, I didn't get what you were saying there. Yeah, okay. So for those of you who don't know, a large amount of cocaine washed ashore in the town that I live in recently, and yeah, icing sugar, cocaine on your strawberries. Well, sir, you know what? It's just been a long week of cocaine jokes. So there you go. Maybe the YouTube ads are on cocaine. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was a record for the country, or it was a massive amount of cocaine or something. I don't know what it was. I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, funny stuff. My niece says, I do not have Netflix. I have Amazon, only because I order most of my items that I need for a living. There you go. That works too. Some good movies on Amazon lately. They've put some good stuff on it. Not that I have time to watch movies, but you know, eventually I will again. Maybe. There's time, just things will happen. Rob says, I grew up in the pre-cable TV days, so I learned to ignore adverts. To me, being able to skip an advert for a few seconds is a luxury. I mean, yeah, adverts used to be a great time to, bathroom break, go make some tea, that sort of stuff. But now on YouTube, they just become frustrating. They do. I get it. Like they're frustrating. And I feel guilty sometimes because I do place ads on the videos, the regular videos. I place them in the middle and be like, it's not a great place to put an ad, but it's the right time to put an ad. So yeah, no, I get it. It's a double-edged sword, Anyways, hopefully they're not too bad. But yeah, Ben was getting a lot more than he should have there, but definitely. Manezer says, well, I'm a dumb white American, so traditional means nothing to me. Plenty of recipes online. Indian people that don't take hours. I mean, I'm just an Irish dude who's of a similar type. So there you go. Let's see if I can. I think most of my used gear I get through Marketplace or Kijiji. That's what it is, Kijiji. Yeah. When I was in my brief time in Canada, I was like, why don't they just call it something? It's not Kijiji. It's weird. It just looks weird. It doesn't look like a Canadian word. I don't know what's going on. But there you go. Marcia says, me and Dave clearly are gangsta. We know our rap. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say the last thing I will be ever described as is gangsta, but there you go. Rob says, if I have to watch an ad so you get paid, then so be it. Well, sir, Rob, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It does. I mean, look, it all helps all the ads and stuff like that. But what the problem is with YouTube is it doesn't pay extremely well. I think it used to pay more than it does now. It's like they're kind of cutting away. I do appreciate it, sir. I know it's annoying though. It is annoying. So I got to appreciate that and everybody putting their thoughts in. 345 Stone Cave Road says, whining about Epiphone price tags is useless. Go buy a brand you can afford. Epiphones are back to top professional quality thanks to JC Curley since 2019. Get used to it and stop whining. And learn the full history of Epiphone before you say anything. Sir, I do appreciate your comments and your opinion is 100% valid on the channel. I've literally made videos about the Epiphone history, so I do understand the full history of Epiphones here. The history is literally on the channel, and I've spoken nothing but positively about Epiphone quality of their guitars for years now at this point. So I also think perhaps you're missing my points about Epiphones and the pricing. 90% of what I talk about is positive with Epiphone. The pricing structure of their signature models of late is not where it should be. It is overpriced, and in particular in Europe, if you saw my recent video, we're getting screwed out of it a little bit more than people. Their prices are up somewhere about 18% higher than, say, their American prices for the same thing. And the reason for that is because they're charging more to European dealers. So things like that, like I get your point. The Epiphone guitars are better than they've ever been. There is no argument from me on that point, and I've said it many, many times and many, many videos. I've said an awful lot of good things about Epiphone. In terms of buy a guitar I can afford, I have Gibsons in my collection. I have Epiphones. I have Fenders. I have other guitars that are more expensive than the Epiphones that I say are too expensive. So it's not a case of not being able to afford the guitars here. And I think everyone will say here, I do give Epiphone a lot of coverage on the channel, and I speak positively about them 90% of the time. In fact, I don't think I've made a video saying an Epiphone guitar was bad. I have mentioned that the pricing is bad or wrong for them. So, sir. And in terms of Epiphone history, literally done videos about the entire history of Epiphone. So yeah, I have learned about the full history, sir. I've mentioned it all the time. So I do appreciate your comment, but maybe before you tell me that I need to research something, watch a couple more videos of me explaining that. I do know the information. But thanks for your time. Todd says, Epiphone are overpriced and the quality is shoddy. Uneven frets in the majority of them and other QC issues, but whatever, if they make you happy, enjoy. That is actually a very good point. If they make you happy, it doesn't matter what anyone else says, whether it's me on YouTube or Todd on YouTube in the comment section or anyone else. It doesn't actually matter. It's whatever makes you happy, sir. That's the most important thing. For sure. Mar says, I'm cool. The innuendos, I've done it plenty too. If it's there, take it. Again, it's all good. Rocky H says, sorry, everyone had to get to work early, but I'm back. Hey, no worries, Rocky. All good. Glad to have you with us all the time. Mar says, oh yeah, no. That I was about to read. Did you buy a kit? Where are we there? It's 12 o'clock. We should be wrapping up. So it just dumped a whole load of new things. And I was about to read a comment I thought was interesting. Where is it? Anyway, I'm gonna go for a few more comments that I saw. See, I did see something, and I wanted to go on about it, but I wanted to say it, and there we go. I'm back where I was. Okay, all right. That's no. Anyways, where are we? I think Gibson should, for 1 year of production, just 1 year, give the Epiphone Les Paul the real Les Paul headstock. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think it would be good if they did. I don't. I think they could do that. I think one of the big things the new ownership group did was in 2019 was put back the Kalamazoo headstock, which is what it's called, the new Epiphone headstock, and I love it. I think it's a great thing, and it's a traditional Epiphone thing from the 60s. That's the kind of headstock that those guitars actually had. So it's a very cool one, and they reach back into the history enough there. So that's cool. But they definitely need to um, cling to that heritage, but also remember who they are in today's market, in the last 20 years market. And yeah, I think they're maybe pushing to be a premium brand, which is not where they should be in the market. And look, as I've said, some people, and we have our friend there, 345 Cave Road, who loves what Epiphone are doing right now. And absolutely, that's a valid opinion as well. My opinion is nothing more than my opinion. A lot of people share my opinion. That's the difference there, I think. Certainly, people share that other opinion that Epiphone are great and are priced perfectly. But I don't think Cesar should be coming onto the YouTube channel unless he uses his own YouTube handle. So there we go, so that we can all know who it is. Anyways, it's all good. Jess says I'm off to Cuba for my 40th to try to distract me from from the pain of getting older. Jess, it's okay. Just join the club, the over 40s club. It's great here. We have all kinds of things like back pain and unrest and thoughts of our youth. It's fine. It's wonderful. You get used to it. The yoga community love a downward dog followed by a good GH, says Jess. Well, Jess, thank you. And that's a comment worthy of ending the stream on, but I think I need to go a little bit further. Cuba's a place I'd love to go. I'm quite jealous that you're going to get there, but just, take care of yourself and bring us back lots of cool stories. That would be sweet. Kristen Colbert says the Joe SG is like 2,000 here in Canada. Epiphone can take a huge suck on my left ball. Okay, well that's one opinion, and you're entitled to it. I'm gonna just have to say that from now on, everyone. Your opinion is perfectly fine. Jess says Peach haven't shifted on the Adam Jones I asked about since they reduced the price. Time to reduce it a bit more. Yeah, they should reduce it a bit more for sure. Peach, damn it. Come on, Peach Guitars, reduce the price. Dewey7330 says, I think the reason higher end Epiphone are getting more expensive because Gibson is doing away with the Tribute. That's what my Sweetwater rep tells me anyway. Well, the Gibson Tribute is still available at a lot of dealers, whether they get rid of it or not. I have heard that from some places. But the whole idea of the Tribute was to have an entry-level Gibson at a low price. In fact, the original idea was to have an entry-level Gibson under 1,000, and it was supposed to be sticking around 1,000. Now, of course, that was the old ownership's idea. The new ownership don't really like Gibsons being under 1,000. They don't want to be reminded that in 2019, I bought a Gibson SG for $599, brand new from one of their main dealers in Europe. They don't like that at all. That was it less than? Yeah, about 4 years ago, their guitars were cheaper. A very good SG special was €599, €600. Now that same guitar is going to cost you like 1,400, and is it better? Yeah, probably. I don't know, but is it nearly €1,000 better? I don't think so. But anyway, there's definitely something to be said to that, Dewey. I think they are trying to cut out lower end Gibson and increase higher end Epiphones. This is exactly what I've been saying for 2 years, and people have been calling me crazy for that amount of time. But yeah, they definitely do have a plan where Epiphones are getting more expensive and cheaper Gibsons are going to go away. Essentially, the plan being $2,000 is going to eventually be the cheapest Gibson, and Epiphones will go right up to that price point. As my first understanding was that it was going to take a long time to get there. They've significantly moved on it a lot quicker. Rob F saying not watching the clock, but every 30 minutes seems plausible for ads. That's about right. So I appreciate that feedback, Rob. Thank you so much. Muddy H Show says, "Why do you hate Epiphone, bro?" I don't. I love Epiphone. It's like one of my favorite guitar brands of all time. So I don't know. I know where all this "do you hate Epiphone" stuff's coming from, or maybe I should just learn my history. But thank you, sir, for the extra $2 super chat. That's super kind of you, and I appreciate it. DMAX says I've seen a Long and McQuaid store with the last two Adam Jones models in stock. The entry level Adam Jones Gibsons seem to be moving quicker. Yeah, for what is it? An extra 500? Oh no, I don't know how much the Adam Jones are. They're 2,700. The Gibson ones. Either way, they're definitely of that price point where you would save up a bit more and buy them. I think. Todd Moore says, I even hopped off for a minute to answer an email and came back. No ads. No, but lots of judgment for answering an email during 3 Chord Dave Live. It's okay. It's fine. I'm not sad. I'm not upset. It's good. Scott says, unfortunately, we will spend more time talking about guitars that we find overpriced and underwhelming, but when we should be talking about what we think are good value. It gets more people talking. That is a very true point. Indeed. DC says, hey Dave, how do you justify your levels of what is expensive when you are sitting there with a very expensive slash book? Would you agree cost versus validity is subjective? Absolutely. What I would say is for so comparison reasons for sure. So let's say Slash, for example, big fan of Slash, obviously, because I bought his book for what was it, $200 and something, $250. But I only bought it because it's a signed copy, which is in theory something that will go up in value over the next 20-30 years. It's also just a cool thing that I purchased because I wanted. I have expensive guitars that I purchased because they're worth it to me. What I think is, like, for example, if I go into a store and there's two guitars, right? And I think this is the best way of putting it. If the Epiphone 59 Les Paul, that has Gibson parts, electronics, all that sort of stuff, etc. Right? Let's just say the price is $8.99 in this particular guitar store I walk into. Now let's say in the same guitar store, the other part of the guitar store is a guitar that is exactly the same finish, exactly the same. It's got a 60s neck on it, okay? So there's a slight difference in it. But that guitar is Joe Bonamassa signature, and it's got Pro Booker pickups in it instead. But it's $12.99. That guitar is not worth $400 more. The package on the Epiphone is a much better deal. But you are right, and it comes down to each individual at the same time. The price of something is only expensive if you think for what you're paying, you're not getting the value. So yeah, it comes down to each individual. What I think is expensive, some other people might think, whatever, dude, that's not expensive. But price to value ratio is lower, I think, on those Epiphones, on certain Epiphones. Primarily the signature ones. I'm not saying they're not cool guitars, they're not nice guitars. I'm sure they play great. I'm sure they're wonderful guitars. Would they be the same wonderful, awesome, and well-playing guitars for $300 less? Absolutely. So there you go. That's my thoughts on that, I think. But thanks for your comments, sir, and thanks for dropping in. Mark says, Dave, I thought there was a guitar on Bonamassa's site with inlays that have $100 added fee. Maybe it's not there anymore. I haven't checked his website for the latest one, so I'm not sure. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, usually his guitars are the same price as the thing. So maybe this new one, he has a different thing on it. But I thought they were $13.99. Yeah, check it out. Anyways, Heritage guitars are better than Gibson guitars. I wish I would have played one so I'd know, but I haven't played one yet. But they're making some nice stuff lately, so maybe soon. All right, guys, I think we're getting to the point where it's going to just have to skip everything and quit out. But you guys are making some very good points and some things I would need to talk about. So I appreciate it so much. And hey, if I don't get to it this week, do come back to us next week and say it again. That's the best thing I can say. And what I will say is, look, how do I say this without trying to sound like I'm getting at people? Because I'm not. Honestly, look, we will all have different opinions on different things. We don't have to agree on things. I certainly think the great thing about YouTube and social media is that we can all share our different opinions. and get on with it, because we're adults and it's all good. So if I like something that you don't like, that's okay. And if you like something that I don't like, that's okay. And if I think something's too expensive, but you think it's the right price, that's okay too. I don't think we should have any, disagreement or any fallouts over things we disagree on. That's okay. Let me see. DCD says, why didn't you read the comments of those that you don't see eye to eye with you? You brush it off as negativity, but you are the negative one. Love your $300 book. It was $250. What a joke. I know, DCDC, I do read the comments. I don't know if you missed that part where I said that I read the comments. I just don't read them initially, like as soon as the video goes out. I need time to kind of digest the content and not to be as raw for me. So listen, you're free to think that I'm the negative one if you choose to do so. That's perfectly fine. So you don't have to watch my videos. You don't have to listen to my opinion. That is 100% on you, sir. I'm like, $300 book is yeah, it's $250 book is, I don't see the relevance of it. It's an expensive item. I have many expensive items. Saying that something is not good value for the money is quite a different thing. But hey, thank you, sir, for pointing it out. Thank you for your opinion, and you're entitled to it. Feel free to, as I said, not pay attention. There we go. It's exactly what I mean. You get differences of opinions and you just roll on. It's all good. We don't have to argue about things. Many people with their keyboards don't agree with that. Jess says, talking about hungry, I went out tonight for food when the waiter cleared my plate and said, people can't usually finish that portion. I was slightly offended. See, different opinions. If I was hungry, I would finish that portion too. Don't be offended. It's all good. Larry D. Fox says, good stream, Dave. Thank you, Larry. I do appreciate it, sir. Let me see. A mixed grill. Ooh, nice. Very. So you guys making me hungry with all the food like every week. And you guys know I just go straight to bed. So yeah, it's not good. I'm just going to be dreaming about all these foods, mixed grills and everything now. Thanks so much. Yeah, all good. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. That's all the complaints about my expensive book I can take for one evening, I should say. But thank you so much. Listen, it's super cool that we can share our opinions. I appreciate everybody who watches the videos. I appreciate people who watch the videos and don't agree with me. Perfectly fine. Again, I do read all the comments on the video, just in case anyone was unclear. I do read all the comments. I just don't read them straight away. But hey, it's all good. Let's share the positivity and try and move forward. I see Batfink too in the comments. Batfink, great to see you, man. Hope you're well. Hope all's good with you, and take care of yourself. It is late, so yeah, going to end it here. But guys, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Chord Dave, and I'll be back with another guitar-related video and less ad-filled live stream, hopefully, next week. But until then, take care.